ಹಲೋ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ಈ ಒಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ PUC ಫಸ್ಟ್ 10th ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಇವರಿಗೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆಸನ್ ರಾಂಗ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಇನ್ ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಡೈಸ್ ಬೈ ರವೀಂದ್ರನಾಥ ಟ್ಯಾಗೋರ್. ಈ ಒಂದು ಲೆಸನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ. ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ತಾವು ಫ್ರೀ ಟೈಮ್ದೊಳಗೆ ಇಯರ್ಫೋನ್ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಲೆಸನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ತಮಗೆ ಲೆಸನ್ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಪ್ರೆಪೊಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆಲ್ಲ ಲೆಸನ್ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ಯದ, ಟೈಮ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ತಾವು ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋದ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಪಡೆದುಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಸಾಧಾರಣ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಓದುವ ರೀತಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತೈತಿ, ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್. ಇನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಫ್ರೀ ಇದ್ದ ಟೈಮ್ದೊಳಗೆ ಬಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಹೋಗುವಾಗ, ಎಲ್ಲೋ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುವಾಗ, ವಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ತಾವು ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಹಾಕೊಂಡು. ಆ ಕೆಲಸನೂ ಆಗ್ತದ, ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಲೆಸನ್ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದ, ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದ ಕೇಳೋದ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ. ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ಬನ್ನಿ ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಲೆಸನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಲೆಸನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 1, ಎ ರಾಂಗ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಇನ್ ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಡೈಸ್ ಬೈ ರವೀಂದ್ರನಾಥ ಟ್ಯಾಗೋರ್. The man had never believed in mere utility. Having had no useful work, he indulged in mad whims. He made little pieces of sculpture, men, women, and castles, quaint earthen things dotted over with seashells. He painted. Thus, he wasted his time on all that was useless, needless. People laughed at him. At times, he vowed to shake off his whims, but they lingered in his mind. Some boys seldom ply their books and yet pass their tests. A similar thing happened to this man. He spent his earth life in useless work, and yet, after his death, the gates of heaven opened wide for him. The moving finger writes even in heaven. So it came to pass that the aerial messenger who took the charge of the man made a mistake and found him a place in workers' paradise. In this paradise you find everything except leisure. Here men say, God, we haven't a moment to spare. Women whisper, let's move on, time's flying. All exclaimed, time is a process. We have our hands full. We make use of every single minute. They sigh complainingly, and yet those words make them happy and exalted. But this newcomer, who had passed all his life on earth without doing a scrap of useful work, did not fit in with the scheme of things in workers' paradise. He lounged in the streets absently and jostled the hurrying men. He lay down in the green meadows or close to the fast moving streams and was taken to task by busy farmers. He was always in the way of others. A bustling girl went every day to a silent torrent. Silent, since in the workers' paradise even a torrent wouldn't waste its energy singing to fill her pitchers. The girl's movement on the road was like the rapid movement of a skilled hand on the strings of a guitar. Her hair was carelessly done. Inquisitive wisps peeped often over her forehead to peer at the dark wonder of her eye. The idler was standing by the stream. As a princess sees a lonely beggar and is filled with pity, so the busy girl of heaven saw this one and was filled with pity. Hey, ha! She cried with concern. You have no work in hand, have you? The man sighed. Work! I have not a moment to spare for work. The girl did not understand his words and said, I shall spare some work for you to do if you like. The man replied, Girl of the silent torrent, all this time I have been waiting to take some work from your hands. What kind of work would you like? Will you give me one of your pictures, one that you can spare? She asked. A picture? You want to draw water from the torrent? No, I shall draw pictures. I shall draw pictures on your picture. The girl was annoyed. Pictures indeed. I have no time to waste on such. Yes, you. I'm going. And she walked away. But how could a busy person get the better of one who had nothing to do? Every day they met, and every day he said to her, Girl of the silent torrent, give me one of your clay pictures. I shall draw pictures on it. She yielded at last. She gave him one of her pictures. The man started painting. He drew line after line. He put color after color. When he had completed his work, the girl held up the picture and held up the picture and stared at its sides as it stared at its sides, her eyes puzzled. Brows drawn, she asked. What do they mean? All those lines and colors? What is their purpose? The man laughed. Nothing. A, a picture may have no meaning and serve no purpose. The girl went away with her picture at home, away from prying eyes. She held it in the light, turned it round and round, and scanned the painting from all angles. At night, she moved out of bed, lighted a lamp, and scanned it again in silence. For the first time in her life, she had seen something that had no meaning and no purpose at all. When she set out for the torrent the next day, her hurrying feet were a little less hurried than before. For a new sense seemed to have awakened in her, a sense that seemed to have no meaning and no purpose at all. She saw the painter standing by the torrent and asked in confusion, "What do you want of me?" "Only some work from your hands." "What kind of work would you like?" "Let me make a colored ribbon for your hair," he answered. "And what for?" "Nothing." Ribbons were made bright with colors. The busy girl of the workers' paradise had now to spend a lot of time every day tying the colored ribbon around her hair. The minutes slipped by unutilized. Much work was left unfinished. In workers' paradise, work had of late begun to suffer. Many persons who had been active before were now idle, wasting their precious time on useless things such as painting and sculpture. The elders became anxious. A meeting was called. All agreed that such a state of affairs had so far been unknown in the history of the workers' paradise. The aerial messenger hurried in, bowed before the elders, and made a confession. "I brought a wrong man into this paradise," he said. "It's all because of him." The man was summoned. As he came, the elders saw his fantastic dress, his quaint brushes, his paints, and they knew at once that he was not the right sort for workers' paradise. Stiffly, the president said, "This is no place for the like of you. You must leave." The man sighed in relief and gathered up his brush and paints. But as he was about to go, the girl of the silent torrent came up, tripping, and cried, "Wait a moment, I shall come with you." The elders gasped in surprise. Never before had a thing like this happened in workers' paradise, a thing that had no meaning and no purpose at all. Thank you, friends. Subscribe ಮಾಡದೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದರೆ. Thank you. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.